Imagine this. You saw a girl that you like that's on the same commute as you. You've never talked to this girl before, and you're nervous as hell. But damn it, you're gonna try to talk to her anyway. So you sit down next to her in hopes to start a conversation, and then you mess up your intro, and you spend the next hour not talking at all. We are going to be taking a look at a pure love romance featuring two individuals as they ride the love train to romance, one awkward conversation at a time. Let's take a look at Loca Love, My Commuting Crush. Loca Love, My Commuting Crush features our main character, Aoi Ichitaro, as an unfortunate accident makes him take a grueling 1-hour commuter train ride back home. Luckily for him, the famous yet unapproachable Aritegawa Neo rides the same train. May this unfortunate event be a blessing in disguise? We can only find out on this very bumpy ride. Loca Love is a short, pure love romance story taking around 10 hours to complete. My Commuting Crush is the second volume in the series, but each title serves as a standalone story. It's a kinetic story in which there are no decisions, just a short tale in which we see a guy attempt to make small talk to a girl in his commute, something absolutely unthinkable in reality. Due to its short length, there is no filler as it gets right into the romance between the two, so much so that the pants are off by chapter 2. Forget first base and second base, they go all the way. Full steam ahead. Unfortunately, the story itself ends up falling into that genre trap and is hard to distinguish itself from other titles. The characters also feel basic and underdeveloped, one exception being Neo's thighs, those gigantic mounds of land. Don't let that detract you from the story though. This one is straight to the point with its simple love story to showing off Neo and Ichitaro's passionate vanilla love, despite how far from vanilla the H scenes are. You'll approach the H scenes very quickly, and while some of you might think it's just fluff material, and I'm not entirely against that opinion, this is an instance in which the H scenes have narrative relevance. There's some legitimate dialogue between Neo and Ichitaro as they board each other, and you'll be missing out on some of the emotional connection between the two if you skip it, especially as you read closer to the climax. Think of it like a hentai doujin, where two consenting characters love each other very much, and they only stick to missionary. Except this train ride is on a fast track from 1 to 100, where the mere thought of a bed is a suggestion, not a place. I cannot fathom how scandalous this visual novel can be at times. What I expected to be a sweet love scene ended up creating quite the first impression. It's like someone gave you a sweet homemade chocolate, but then someone sneaked in a jalapeno in the mix. Neo had me sweating buckets, because when Neo gets going, the floodgates open, dams bursting at the seams. The production is nothing out of the ordinary for a moe visual novel, although 100% the character designer totally wanted to show off Neo's thigh game, and I can appreciate that. What did surprise me, however, was the music. The soundtrack feels oddly fuller in sound, involving some catchy melodies and sounding much grander and rich than your average romance visual novel. This is very subjective, but I couldn't help noticing it. And then I looked up the composer and I realized why I liked it so much. Loca Love, My Commuting Crush is a simple love story in which its story beats are as primitive as the genre itself. Don't expect an intricate theme or deep character development or a big emotional investment. That said, there isn't anything wrong with a pure vanilla moe visual novel. If you are in the mood for something short and wholesome to read, Loca Love should be on your radar. And if you're in the market for some moe sugar and spice, Volume 2 will fit your needs. I just wouldn't recommend reading this one on the train. I give Loca Love, My Commuting Crush a 3 out of 5. Subscribe if you liked the video and want to see more. Check back every week for new content.